Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Relationship Talks. I am your host, Laura Brooke, and together we will get to take a look at what goes on behind closed doors. This is a very special episode, the very first episode for 2023. Happy New Year. Welcome back. And today I wanted to talk about a new year and new you. Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Laurie Brooke, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. We're a few days in, and I really hope that 2023 has started off well for you. I know for me, I am feeling really, really positive about what 2023 has in store for us all. I feel like that the energy and I don't know, the feeling of the year is so much more powerful than last year. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is looking at, I suppose, what 2023 has in store for you and what your hopes, goals, dreams, wishes, whatever you may want to call it. What is that you want to achieve this year when it comes to your relationships? I don't know if you are the type of person who will sit down and create New Year's resolutions. It's not something that I do because I know that, we're 5 days in, and by this time I've probably already not upheld any of the resolutions that I have made. But instead, I like to actually look at what is it that I want to achieve for the year? What is it that I want to see happen? And actually creating a plan to make that come to fruition. And it's the same for your relationships. We do this, we often create goals from, whether it be from a family perspective about holidays we want to do or big purchases that we want to make that year. We do it from a business perspective in terms of what we want to achieve. We can do it from a career perspective, but often we don't do it for our relationships. And I think it's just as important in our relationships that we look at what we want to achieve. We're just going to take a quick break now, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you stick around and join us for the rest of our conversation. If you haven't already, make sure you grab a copy of my ebook, It's Time to Stop the Overwhelm, giving you practical and actionable tips that you can implement right away to create happier and healthier relationships. And not only what we want to achieve, but what we want to avoid. One of the great ways that we can make positive steps forwards in our relationship is to do a little bit of self-reflection, to understand what happened in the past that we don't want to happen again. So what happened in 2022 that you kind of went, oh, I didn't really like that. I'd like to skip over that. Have a conversation about it. Be real and actually be honest with yourself, with your partner, with whoever you were doing this with. What is something that didn't go so well in your relationship? And what can you do to avoid it this coming year? Maybe it is areas of conflict. You notice that you are having the same arguments over and over and over again. So what can you do instead? Maybe it was the way that you actually fought, that there was a lot of headbutting and not much problem solving. Maybe you didn't feel listened or heard. And when you do that, also look at what went well. What happened in last year that you liked, you enjoyed, it filled your cup up, and can you do more of that? Because that stuff is the stuff that really helps create the goodwill in our relationships. It helps top up our relationship bank account. I have put in the show notes, and I will put in the show notes a link to, I suppose, it's my planning document when it comes to our relationships, and something that we can sit down and actually work through. Just a little bit of a prompt to help you when you're doing this work, because it can be hard and it can be confronting, but it can also be really exciting and eye-opening. Don't go away. I will be right back finishing the conversation just after this. If you are looking for ways to improve, enhance, and take your relationship to the next level, make sure you check out our online program, Improving Your Relationships. Don't stay where you are. Do the work, create your own happiness, and move forward with happier and healthier relationships. I hope you have had an amazing break with your family. I hope that this time together has given you the ability to do things to really deepen your connections and create more meaningful relationships. And if it hasn't, don't despair and don't feel like you need to throw in the towel now. When you're doing this work, really ask yourself, what could I do better? Because your relationships are something that you can work on. You can create fantastic relationships with people around you if you understand the role you play in all of this. Have a happy new year. Enjoy 2023. I will see you next week. But in the meantime, remember, the choice is yours. Make today and every day the very best it can be. My name is Laurie, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
And thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Relationship Talks. If you can, I would love for you to jump on and leave a review. And whilst you are at it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please join me again next week when we get to take a look behind closed doors at someone else's relationship. But until then, I am your host, Laurie Brooke, and remember, the choice is yours, so make today and the week the very best it can be.